Okay, so here we are in my advert campaign, and yes, today we are going to do the creation of the Rottweiler audience and audience insights that we looked at in the previous video. So let's get into it. Right, so here we are creating a new campaign for our Rottweiler lovers audience to sell that product on Facebook. So probably in order to create and gain some base data for the ongoing sales to this audience, we need to create traffic, click-through rate, and a engagement. So we can either test and trial for an engagement advert to see if there's actually a likelihood of people coming through to our store, and then we could move through to store traffic. So there are a few layers in which you can test to establish if there are interested parties in your product, and then you may not have to outlay such a large amount to the advert campaign. So often the engagement is a cheaper campaign than maybe store traffic because that contains click-through rate. But let's do an engagement ad for now and see how we go. So we want post engagement, and let's continue. So the key thing with a post engagement campaign is that you can actually put in the campaign a click-through link to see if they click through to your store. And in your store you should have set up either Hotjar or one of the apps that records the click-through, the people, that where they come from, and that type of information, so you can establish at the other end if in fact people are interested in your product. So let's call this campaign US Rottweiler Lovers. It may be a chew toy, you can put the name in there if you like, the age group 18 to all, and female/male. So we can use the saved audience if in fact you have that. We can edit the location, and we want to do United States. So we're going to take New Zealand out, and we are going to add in the US of A. So let's say, let's just click on down, include location, United States, yep, and we want to, or we could actually see if the USA comes up, country, region, yes, and we can go all genders, ages, demographics and behaviors. That's probably our most important. Absolute targeting is what we want. So this is where we put in Rottweiler Lovers, and here we go. There's a page. We can click suggestions, interest, see, so you get those really broad niches coming up. And what we want more of are the lovers and pages. So let's browse. Interests. Let's put Rottweiler in, because often they'll give you, see, there's the ones from our suggested audience from the precise magnetic and audience insight. So we'll do that again. Rottweiler. So total magazine, that's a great one. So as a test, you're always looking at a broader audience. I mean, some people will say to really bring the audience down to a finite amount of people so you can see that targeting. But there are several ways to do this. So as a starting point, I would actually have a look at a broad range and then possibly split it out into two cross sections of populations. So here we go, we've got all of these Rottweilers. You've got 592 to 1.7k estimated daily results, which is pretty good. Now, depending on what kind of budget you've got to put towards this advert, that will dictate how many people you will actually reach. So the larger the budget, the more that Facebook will reward you with the audience. So you can always expand your detailed target to reach more people when it's likely to improve performance, or you can exclude or you can narrow your audience. So as I was saying, you can actually cross or subset, target that subset in the middle of two different audiences. So as I've been saying the whole time, two different interest groups or behaviors and demographics, sub-cross, as they're saying, they call it target to refine the audience. I just call it two populations or a subset within two populations. So you could add pit bull, so let's have a look, pit bull dogs or pit bull lovers and Rottweiler lovers. That is quite a specific group of people. And peace, love and pit bulls, interest there, so that's 9,000. Pit bulls and parolees, that show, if you know it well, is a great show, and you would find quite a few people who would also love to own a dog or may already own a dog who is a pit bull. So here we've got the general interests. I try and stay away from those massive populations because anyone can love a dog but not necessarily own it. So all or nothing rescue, often people who follow those pages are looking to rescue dogs and take them on as pets at home in the long run. But we'd like to, I also say, have a look at your potential reach. It's 1.2 million, which is quite a large population of people. But you're crossing this between the Rottweiler lovers and people who read the magazine, which are normally people who want information about their pet that they currently own, current info, and very passionate people read a magazine about their actual pet. And so we've got pit bulls and Rottweilers blended together here. So let's have a little bit more of some research around the pit bull. So you've always got these suggested populations or pages to target. So you've got the dogs, the dog again, American Pit Bull Terrier, we keep going. I love pit bulls, the interest is 2 million. So that's massive, but that's a really good target. So we go again, pit bull lovers. I've actually had some great results just from subsector, sub niches or crossing two niches together. So here's another kind of I love pit bull page. So your product that you may be wanting to sell to people may have appeal to the pit bull market and the Rottweiler market, being that both very strong dogs that love to play, are usually very driven and have a lot of energy. So perhaps this is the perfect audience for you. Let's keep going. Alright, so we don't want to expand it. We've narrowed to 2 niches, which has given us 2.3 million people in the US of A, which is awesome. Do we want all languages? Let's leave that for now and let's have a look. So we can also look at people who like your page, friends page, apps. That's a little bit too narrow for now. Let's save the audience and let's call it Pitbull and Rottweiler lovers. 18 to any, and save that for future reference. So now we're down at our daily budget. So we look at post engagement, that's our aim and our goal, and we look at the cost control option. So what's the average amount that we're willing to pay for an engagement? Anywhere from 50 cents to perhaps $1. Let's put $1 at the optimal level, and we go down to a daily budget. There's a suggested budget of $11. Now if you're on a tight budget and you're wanting to start with that, everybody talks about this $5 average, but as you know, that is going to limit the number of people that you actually engage with. So see, I put in 55 at the beginning. It was a larger amount at the reach, but I put $5 in it. It says 254 to 735, 37 to 100 post engagements. So it's all about how quickly and how much money do you have to spend. So how quickly do you want to gather data, and how much do you have to spend to gather that data? Always think about your advert campaigns as a data gathering exercise initially. How much money do you have to pay for it? And then what does that data say to you? So that's where the skills over time get developed. So I'm going to put a $10 budget on. It's not a lot, but it says the reach is 1.5k with 74 to 214 engagement. That is their rough estimate. So you might find that your product is an absolute boomer, amazing, it gets a lot of hits, people love it, they share it, they like it. As you know, Facebook changed some of their rules and said you can no longer share or say in your post, please share with your family members, please tag. That was taken away. So you have to find another way of people wanting to tag and share. People can do it out of their own will, but you can't put it in the advert any longer. Weird but true. You can do it on Instagram, on IG, but you can't do it on Facebook. Same owners, different rules. Anyway, let's move on. So we've got a $10 daily budget, a reach of 509 to 1.5k, 74 to 240 post engagement, potentially $70 over a week. We press continue. Okay, get my breath back. Okay, so you've got to look. Obviously, this is where all of the details come in. You call it what you want, US, Pitbull, and Rottweiler lovers. You can call it whatever the product is, 18 to any, and female/male. You select your page in which you're actually going to run the campaign from, or the advert from, and then you move on down. So you could use an existing post. So in this case, you should have built out your post on the page that you're wanting to connect this with, or you can create the ad within your advert manager. Alright, so let's act like we've got a single image already in here, and we've formatted that and it's happy, Facebook's happy with it, and we could use a template. So it's got to be 1080 pixels by 1000, and it's got to be a JPEG or a PNG. So we upload the image. We can use free stock image, but as you know, it's better to have something specific. The product, normally video works better as it's more engaging, and people also need a disrupt. So one of the best adverts that I've seen recently is someone dumping down a bag, and that disrupted people and made them stop to watch. Or it has to be something they absolutely love, like their dog, a pit bull, a Rottweiler, and something that they immediately connect with. So think about emotional connection and psychology. Adverts are largely linked to psychology and what actually tears at our heartstrings, like our lovely pets that annoy us, but yet we love them every moment. So here we go. We're going to put your primary text in, what you'd like to say. So you could say, Rottweiler lovers, how much do you love your fur baby, for example. And then you could have a video. You can put a call to action. So you can say no button, shop now. Learn more is a really good one rather than shop now, because people feel like they're being sold, whereas learn more kind of gives them, oh, I want to learn more, without that hard sell. So depending on who you're targeting, that's a nice option. So you're going to put the URL for your shop or for the specific page in which you're wanting them to land on. You may be working with ClickFunnels, you may be working with Shopify, Magneto, or you may be even just using your buy now button via a blog post. If you have those embedded, it's quite a nice way of utilizing just your normal blog. So really good way, put that in, keep going through. You've got your tracking here. You can use your Facebook pixel, and of course you want to use a Facebook pixel because that's where you actually create your data in your advert manager, where you can create your click-through rate, your target audiences for the future, which then leads you into creating your lookalike audiences for more campaigns to create more money. And with those lookalike audiences, you can cash in on different campaigns, use your budgeting and your schedule to really draw in those clientele. So that was creating an advert here in Facebook, and they're saying that there's missing information, so I needed to put in a valid image. If you actually want to go through full creation of an advert, please let me know. I just wanted to take you through how Facebook is currently operating and how you can create your audience, your placement, your budget, identity and format. And if you're interested in creating the actual advert with images or videos, please leave me a comment below and I can do that in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. It's Anise, the Boss Ladypreneur. I have now gone through insights, audience insights in your Facebook manager using the precise magnetic, and then building out your advert here in my ads manager. And if you'd like to see more, as I said, an actual video or an image creating that advert, then please drop a comment in the comment section below, subscribe, like, and I'll see you next time in the same place. Boss Ladypreneur. Thanks for watching.